Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for your patience with me being a couple minutes late. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know if you can see and hear me, please. This is, oh, and I always forget, I know this is early to ask, but if you think you're gonna like this live stream, give it a thumbs up, please. Because I never remember to ask for that stuff. My name is Janet Wright. I'm an energy healer, reader, and teacher. And in this live stream, I will be doing a group healing for 100 people who prepaid on my website before it sold out. It's a group energy healing. Anyone is welcome. Thank you for my confirmation. Anyone is welcome to watch live or later as a video. And you can heal yourself as you watch if you want, because as I heal these people, I'm letting you know what I'm doing out loud, so it's like an all levels walkthrough. Bambi, leave that alone. Bambi gets a little destructive sometimes. She's cute though. Anyway, so this energy healing, like all of them, it has a theme, but it's good for many things that are not described in the theme. But the theme is end negative patterns. So it's a big... This is Bambi. She's very determined. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, end negative patterns, which also, could have like a sort of byline for that theme, which is transformative positive change, because, that's sort of the positive version of the end negative patterns. Because sometimes you don't want to get too... You could be aware consciously of your negative patterns. That's okay. But sometimes, in order to change the negative patterns, you want to change your vibration out of sort of that stuck reality. The energy of that negative pattern. And so sometimes thinking about what's beyond that, okay, say you end this negative pattern, what is next? What is not doing that? Like say you have a problem with comfort eating, what is not comfort eating? And so it could be, having a moderate, healthy appetite, moderate, healthy appetite, moderate, healthy eating behaviors, balanced, healthy eating behaviors. So I think that's sort of part of how we lose the negative behavior, is we go to that vibration of the positive that we want instead. So you need to you need to shift your vibration of not only just your spirit, you as an eternal spirit, but also your physical body, the energy centers of your physical body as well, so that you can manifest the positive version of what you're wanting. Bambi's running all over the house. Tearing up the place. So this is the second in the set of 3 healings, and that's pretty cool. That it's just multiple healings, and so we get to kind of revisit things. And thank you everybody for your surveys. Those of you that filled out surveys, I even got 2 people that filled out a second survey, like 4 hours after the first one or 6 hours after the first one, which is always fine. You can just put your name and then say second survey or something, or put your name and then put 4 hours later or whatever. That's always interesting. If something changes significantly, you could do that if you want. So thank you for the survey feedback. The first healing had some stuff that I thought worked especially well. And so we're gonna repeat sort of the stuff that I thought was like most effective in the first healing. We're gonna repeat that today because, and maybe expand upon it. So, so I would say the two greatest hits from the Friday healing that we did 2 days ago on ending negative patterns was looking behind you. Like, look at yourself on your spiritual path and you look behind you to see what you're dragging forward with you, and then clear that. And that helps you move forward more on your path. So that we're going to do again. But I think that stuff, and we're going to sort of elaborate on that. So that should be really neat. And that helps with ending negative patterns, but a lot of different things. Just anytime you clear something that's affecting you in an important way, there are a lot of good results. The second thing that I felt like was the highlights from the Friday healing was the life river healing and unblocking. We imagined your life river, which is your vitality coming to you, like your eternal energy and vitality coming to you, and you imagine it like a river just in this life, and so the river started a long time ago because you've had past lives, you've been in heaven and past lives in heaven, but then you look at the beginning of the river of this life, so the conception and onward, and just like unguck it, like get rid of the blockages and the clogged, sluggish parts of your river, so that where you are in the present, you get more and more of your life force coming to you. And I already saw, well, what we did that was extra unique. We don't often do life river healing, but what we did with it that was extra unique was we set it to different colors temporarily, the whole river, for this life of your vitality energy. And we set it to red and then orange and yellow. And at each color, we unblocked it. And we set it, since it's your life river, it's not like your physical body or anything. We set it to each color all the way up through to gold, and then back down to whatever rainbow color you wanted it to stay at, and unblocked at each of those colors. So that that was new for me to walk people through that, like resetting the color of and unblocking at each of these colors. We did it fast and it cleared a ton. So that was funny because I was like listening to I knew it cleared a lot and I could see that in people and their surveys, but then when I actually re-listened to the video, we did it fast, but it was very effective. So we're gonna absolutely squeeze that in again because it didn't take a lot of time, and we got a lot of bang for that. Those couple minutes of life river unblocking at different colors. So that's definitely a part of today as well. On Friday, we did explicit chakra repair of major and minor chakras and energy channels, which we don't always do, but I felt like, yeah, let's get that done. So we don't need to repeat explicit chakra repair today then. So I think instead what we'll do is Wei Chi aura repair. I had 2 people talk about migraines in their surveys, having migraines, and not that it was brought on by the healing, because for these people, it's not like a huge shock that they got a migraine, not totally out of normal for them, but I think, with migraines, a lot of times there's damage to energy channels in the head, and there's damage either to the regular auras around the head so that the regular auras aren't protecting enough, or there's damage to the Wei Chi auras. You have 15 Wei Chi auras for your spirit, and they help protect you, help you with energy boundaries. And so since you have 15 of them, I mean, you've got all sorts of damage in them that, you could always work on healing more and more and more. But we don't often fit it into group healings. So, but What is wrong with my camera? That was partly what was going on with the migraines. Those two people and their migraines, and yeah, that can always help. So we'll do a little bit of Wei Chi aura repair today, for sure. But the rest will be a surprise to me, just as it is to you, because I'll look at it in the moment. The angels will show me a sample person. I'll see what they need, and that's therefore what we're gonna do for everybody. So it should be really cool. Thank you. Also, in the surveys, people explicitly put the negative patterns that they were aware of consciously, and some people are aware of like a dizzying long list of negative patterns that they have, and other people are not. So that's interesting too. Um, so we'll see what the angels do with that. Because you can clear negative patterns even if you're not aware of them consciously. But we'll see if, helping people to be aware consciously of their negative patterns is a part of today's healing or not. We'll see. The angels are being very coy with me. They're going to show me in the moment what people need. So we'll see. But thank you. Some people were extremely candid, saying things that probably are not easy to say about the negative patterns that they have. So I appreciate people's candor. It does help me to, very quickly get a sense of what's up with people on a conscious level, like what they know about. So thank you. All right. So we're going to start soon. I'm just writing a couple of things in my notes. Later, for those of you that don't know, there will be, within a day, there will be a detailed healing summary that I post in the comment section, and it'll have timestamp links so you can go right to any specific part that you want in the healing. Like a certain technique that you think, oh, I want to redo that one technique, that's my favorite. You can go right to it with the timestamp links that will be there within a day. And below that are related videos. So if I say a term like Wei Chi auras and you're like, what the heck are Wei Chi auras? There will be a Wei Chi aura video, most likely, that's already posted underneath the healing summary, along with a bunch of other videos. By the way, Wei Chi is spelled Wei Chi. Wei, W-E-I. It's a traditional Chinese medicine concept that has to do with your own sort of protective, defensive energy that helps keep external forces out that could damage your health and well-being. But Wei Chi auras is something that the angels taught me, so it's sort of a cousin of traditional Chinese medicine. The 15 Wei Chi auras. So I do have videos on Wei Chi auras. So you could search generate Wei Chi auras, but there will probably be a reference video also linked below later in the comment section. Okay, I'm gonna quick say a look at my hellos, which I love. Thank you for saying hello, people. So we can see and hear you. Nice color sweatshirt today, vibrant and happy. Yeah, you know what this is? This is just a lighting trick. It's like a faded. It doesn't look, you can't see how it really looks because the lighting and the camera picks it up differently. It's just a faded red, but it's very faded. The camera is completely distorting what it looks like, but it does look glowy. And I've noticed that if I get a sweatshirt that has a faded look, you can buy sweatshirts already that have a faded look to them. So like faded blue, faded green, whatever. And for some reason, the camera loves them and it makes me look like I'm glowing. So I'm not trying to deceive you about how good my energy is, but I know what you're talking about, and it's a trick of fabric and lighting. Actually, I mean, I probably look okay today, but yeah, this is a camera trick. It's called 5 lighting sources and a faded sweatshirt. Somehow makes it happen. All right, cool. So thank you for your comments. I appreciate it. I'm going to peek at how many people are watching right now. See, YouTube doesn't even... Oh, YouTube says that my internet is poor quality right now. Huh. That's interesting. Are you guys, let me know if you can, if this live stream is okay for you. Like if the video feed is okay. If it's really bad, I might have to reboot or something. I hope it's fine though. So just if you could, while I start to prepare, maybe just let me know if the video feed is okay for you right now. And the healing will start, most likely, if the video is okay, the healing will start in like a minute or two. But like I said, as I do a little bit of silent prep, a minute or two, let me know if the video feed is good enough quality. Oh, good. Somebody says it's fine. So a couple more confirmations, and then that would be nice. People tell me how many people are watching now. That's good. Yeah, because my YouTube utility that's supposed to show me that is like completely. Oh, good, 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 good. So it's just the YouTube interface that is complaining. Which who cares about that? You guys can tell me how many people are watching. I don't need to know. All right, cool. And if the internet just gets really bad and the live stream is not a good quality, try to let me know. Okay, cool. Thanks so much, guys. You guys are so helpful. You're my technical assistants. All right, cool. So like I said, I will be quiet for a minute or two. When I start the healing, I'll be moving my hands like this, so you'll know. And then shortly after that, I'll start talking and walking you through a walkthrough. Okay, thank you so much for waiting. So when you heal, I would suggest you use a copy out in front of you. And so you imagine your aura, your grounding, your body's in there. So your legs, your arms, all your major chakras along your spine. And just sort of imagine all that. You don't have to see it in any sort of detail for it to work. And just comb through everything, check it out. You're generating gold light with the palm of each hand. You have energy center in the palm of the hand called a hand chakra. Good name, right? And then fingertip chakras. So little chakras in each fingertip. And so with all of those, they generate a lot of energy. And so you just have your intention be that you're setting the color of these energy centers to the color of the energy you want, which would be a metallic gold color, I suggest, because that's a high vibration, but not too high. So it allows you to sort of loosen things up, let things go, repair things that you need to repair. So you just, with your intention, you don't have to be able to see gold light, but you just set these chakras to be that vibration and to generate that energy. And I noticed a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders in particular. So normally I would do grounding and all that first, but I'm going to just start a little bit with neck and shoulders work, because it seemed like there was just so much pressure on the neck and shoulders that it's just really in the way. So let's defy tradition and start with neck and shoulder work just a little bit, and then we'll do grounding and aura repair right after that. So just imagine a copy out in front of you of, this area, your neck and shoulders area, and the energy channels inside there, and also the say your first and second layers outside your neck and shoulders. So first layer of your aura, second layer of your aura. Just imagine all that, and you obviously want it to be flowing. You don't want any stuck, stagnant energy. And you can use the gold light to unblock. So that's what unblocking is. You just imagine the hard, stuck energy, and you use gold light from your hand, and just let the gold light permeate the blocked energy so that it sort of pixelates and dissolves. Or, maybe it falls down in chunks all the way down your grounding, down to the core of the earth. And if you feel like something's not breaking up properly with the gold light, you can just take it out as a chunk and just give it to your angels. Say, angels, here you go, and just give it to them. So unblocking is all that stuff. You can melt the blocks, you can get them out as a chunk and give it to your angels. And if you're healing yourself, you also have the option of blowing things up and blowing up blocked energy. Although if you heal someone else, I think that's a bit much to do with somebody else's energy blocks, because you want them to clear it. So you're just helping with gold light. But anyway, so imagine inside your shoulders, the energy, there's extra energy generated by chakras 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the top of your head. 7th is in the top of your head. 4, 5, 6, and 7 generate aura layers, 4, 5, 6, 7. But also they have extra energy that they generate that goes down your shoulders and out your arms and out your hands. And that helps you to manifest, to heal yourself. It's sort of like a power thing to be able to generate a lot of energy going out your arm, down your shoulders and your arms and out your hands. A lot of times if you have shoulder pain, you could have a lot of energy leaks or energy blockages or all of the above. So it's good to pay attention to that and just keep working that. So anyway, I'm just helping these energy channels inside the neck and the shoulders to kind of open up a little bit, like relax a little bit. Because when they get stuck, they get so tight and compressed. So you want them to kind of loosen up so that that stagnant energy can clear. And then we've got to go and do our basics now, because if you have any flaws in your grounding or in the integrity of your aura, it's going to limit how much progress you can make with other healing work like neck and shoulders. So I just want to do a little first for starters, just because that's what I felt like. But let's go back and nail our fundamentals, and then if needed, we could do more after that on the neck and shoulders. So I'm just taking notes for the healing summary later. So let's do grounding. I always suggest grounding is nice and wide as your whole aura. So in other words, your aura is like this, and it goes even down around your feet. So it's like a big, big bubble, three-dimensional bubble. And so make your grounding that wide. You know, so like if you were to stretch out your arms, it'd be as wide as your hand here, but it's out of camera focus. Sorry, out of camera range. But anyway, just make a big. Let's do red, orange, and yellow in sequence. We'll unblock one at a time with each of those. So just make both your astral body aura grounding at red and your physical body aura grounding at red. So red, nice and wide, all the way down to the core of the earth. Somebody in their survey, they said, well, anyway, before I talk about that, the red grounding, as you imagine it going down, be aware of, you can just switch back and forth. Like, okay, I'm just imagining my physical body grounding at red. I'm just imagining my astral body grounding at red, because there could be one that's blocked and the other one is not. So I don't think it matters so much which you do first, but let's, so I'm just going to randomly pick physical body grounding first. So imagine your physical body grounding at red, and imagine the blocked parts of it, and just melt them with the gold light. Melt the energy blocks. So this is unblocking. You're melting blocks so that you have more and more flow downward, which helps you in huge ways. Because if this releases well, then all this can, whatever hardness here is more likely to flow downward. It's not a cure-all, but it's more likely to release better. So then, like, the backs of your chakras are more likely to release better, which means your flow is better, everything's better. So we're unblocking your physical body grounding at red. And you can use gold sandstorm, which, I mean, that's optional. You could just let the gold light flow out of your hands. But gold sandstorm is where you just imagine the gold light coming out and you sort of spin it like it's a little flecks of gold light that spin. And so that can be more forceful. But either way. So we're unblocking your physical body grounding at red with gold sandstorm. And be thorough. Like, imagine, if you want, you can imagine like it in 4 quarters. So front 2 quarters, back 2 quarters. Just make sure each one has really good downward flow. And then the center of it, imagine that, the center part, the core, most innermost part, and make sure that flows really well downward. And you might get a sense of like, oh, this has been blocked, in which case I would suggest just kind of stay with it for a little. Because when your grounding is blocked, it sort of traffic jams up. And so then once it's flowing again, there's a lot that needs to release. And so you just want to keep maintaining that downward flow a little bit extra so that you can get rid of your backlog. All right, so astral body grounding at red. Just think of the grounding of you as a spirit, and your astral body is the form that your spirit has when you, the part of you that comes in to your physical body. That's your astral body, and your astral body has its own aura, just like your physical body has its own aura. So ground your astral body aura, set it to a red color, and use gold sandstorm to unblock your astral body grounding at red. Sometimes I'll call it astral grounding, astral body grounding, astral body aura grounding. So forgive the variance in my terms. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing, astral grounding. Just nice and wide, all the way down to the core of the earth. So red, astral body grounding, unblocking. And just, if you start to feel resistant, it is possible that you might feel resistant, and please understand that's okay. It's normal. There's nothing wrong. But ideally, you would breathe through it and keep working. You just, deep breath, think about being in your toes and your legs, and just relax, relax. Don't try too hard. There's this weird thing with energy work that if you start to tense up and get resistant, then it just doesn't clear as fast. So just try to calm yourself, breathe, and just let things go. So again, we're unblocking your astral body grounding at red using gold sandstorm. Okay, so now make your grounding orange, and we'll do physical body grounding at orange. And again, nice and wide, unblock it. Physical grounding at orange using gold sandstorm. Look for the clogs and just release them. Again, physical body grounding at orange. Use gold sandstorm to unblock it. Astral body grounding at orange. Use gold sandstorm to unblock it. Yellow grounding. Physical body grounding at yellow. Unblock physical body grounding at yellow. And then astral body grounding at yellow. Unblock your astral body grounding at yellow. All right, great. Now your aura. So that was just unblocking the grounding at 3 different colors. And we did it separately, astral grounding and physical body grounding. Because you can have one blocked and the other not, and so if you unblock them separately, you'll fix that. Let me fix the lighting because that's really distracting. My house looks like this spooky dark color. Which it is, I guess, a little bit. I mean, it's not spooky, but it's just because it's like, I think it's raining out right now. So hold on, I'm going to put some lights on in my house. All right, now it just looks like regular, good enough. Very cool. So aura, let's do, this time let's do it the way we did it in February, which was you get rid of beings and invasive people first, and then you do aura repair. So, and we'll do that with crowd exercise first, and then we'll do it with vacuum boxes in like a billion different places, which is easy. And then we'll do aura repair of the regular auras, and then we'll do a little bit of Wei Chi aura repair, because it'll help everyone, especially the people that get migraines. It'll help them. All right, great. So getting rid of the beings and invasive people. Invasive beings, invasive people. So crowd exercise. You just imagine visual representations of what you want to clear. We're going to work on the invasive beings first. And the imagining part is just for your learning. But basically you're asking the angels to do it for you. So it couldn't be easier. So you imagine at a usually if you imagine invasive beings, you know, some people get spooked even though you're way bigger and more powerful than they are. They're just like a nuisance, so we're getting rid of them. But usually I think if people are more prone to being spooked by that concept, imagining them like far away from you might be more comforting. So whatever. But you just imagine a crowd of beings, which could look like little poofy, you know, dandelion fluffs or something, or like a little mistiness or something. I just imagine all the invasive beings that are messing with you from far away. So they may be literally far away from you, throwing energy at you or courting you. So imagine a crowd of those invasive beings trying to mess with you from afar, and then imagine a crowd of beings that are invasive beings that are messing with you from up close. So maybe, you know, like if you have a bad knee, maybe you have a couple little nuisance invasive beings around your bad knee, contributing to how bad it feels. So obviously we want to get rid of them, right? So invasive beings messing with you from afar, invasive beings messing with you from up close. Just get a visual or intuitive sense of that and just say, angels, can you please recycle all these beings? And then you can have a healthy beverage while your angels do the work for you. Okay, and let's do that 2 more times, just because sometimes it takes a little bit to get them all. So imagine a crowd of beings messing with you from afar at one side, and then a crowd of beings that are messing with you from up close. And just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? And just relax while your angels do that. Okay, and then one more time. Crowd of beings that are messing with you from afar, just imagine them. And then the crowd of beings that are messing with you from up close, just imagine that. And then say, angels, please recycle all these beings. Okay, so that was crowd exercise for invasive beings. So now we'll do crowd exercise for invasive people. And invasive people, again, not to demonize people, because it's anybody, even someone with really great intentions, can be invasive from time to time if they get triggered and unbalanced in certain ways. So, you know, it is something that if you address it in this sort of a spirit level positive way, it can help everybody, especially you. um, so you imagine the crowd of invasive people that could be, you know, trying to be invasive with you from afar. They're not like in your aura right now, but they're maybe throwing energy at you out of subconscious frustration, or they're telepathing you constantly. Maybe they're stuck on something. They just keep sending mental messages over and over, or maybe they're literally screaming at you on a spirit level. So it's a more intense telepathic energy. But anyway, so invasive people that are messing with you from afar, and then invasive people that are messing with you from up close. Like maybe they're literally like they wound their way into your aura, like right here. So they're like, you know, you need to hurry up. You're always late on that. You know, so invasive people from afar, invasive people from up close. And these guys you got to talk to and just say, hey, you know, go talk to your angels, go find your angels. Basically, you're staying present, you're chilling out, but you're suggesting things to them that they could do besides messing with you, that would benefit them far more. So they tend to be like, oh yeah, let me go do that, and then they leave you alone. So go take a deep breath. You could go fix your grounding. That could help you have a really good day. You know, go focus on you. It's going to help you a lot more. Go talk to your angels. Ask your angels what they have to say to you right now. All right. So that was a lot of different suggestions because different people respond to different ideas and you know can understand in different ways. So if you have any leftover people, just say, angels, please help me with these people. And if you have a particular invasive person that you can't seem to, you know, like no suggestion seems to help them to go away and leave you alone, you can always post that under a video. But if you, obviously you might not want to post their name, you could post their first name and last initial if that doesn't bother you. And then I could look, you know, in the comment section and I'll post a reply about a suggestion that would sort of, they'd hear it better. Okay. So that was crowd exercise for invasive beings first and then invasive people. So now vacuum boxes. So vacuum boxes are easy. You literally just make these energy devices and you can make a whole bunch of them fast with your thought. And they're three-dimensional. And when you make them all, you put them in all these different places that I'll tell you about. And then all at once you turn them on with the remote control and they start sucking up invasive beings and people's energy that is around that's not you, because you're the only one that should be in your space and on your spiritual path. It's just for you, right? So these vacuum boxes will help you to get rid of everything else that might be there. And then in about 20-30 seconds they get full and you ask your angels to recycle all of it and they deal with the return of the people's energy and they recycle the invasive beings and you take care of it. So it's easy. So going on with that theme of like astral and then physical and like doing both, I'll do a little of that when I tell you the locations of the boxes. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of different places. So if that like messes with your brain and you're like, Janet, you told me 40 things, just say, angels, help me do this. And that way, you know, you can't mess up if you say that. You know, angels, help me do this, and they'll help you. Okay, so make a bunch of vacuum boxes in your around your physical body. So you know your physical body, right? That's easy, bones and muscles and skin and everything. So all in front of your physical body, especially in any problem areas that you have that maybe have health issues or aches and pains. So a bunch of vacuum boxes around the front of your body, the sides of your body, and the whole back of your body. A bunch of vacuum boxes around your physical body. Especially if you have migraines or anything, especially around your head and your face and your neck. But even if you don't, it's good. And then around your physical body grounding, around the outside of your physical body grounding, and then the inside of your physical body grounding, make a bunch of vacuum boxes. And then around the outside of your physical body aura, make a bunch of vacuum boxes. And then let's think about your astral body. So make a bunch of vacuum boxes in front of your astral body, around the sides of your astral body, around the back of your astral body, inside your astral body grounding, make a bunch of vacuum boxes, around the outside of your astral body grounding, make a bunch of vacuum boxes, and around the outside of your astral body aura, make a bunch of vacuum boxes. Make a bunch above your head in both auras, make a bunch beneath your feet in both auras. And then your spiritual path. We're going to work more on your spiritual path today, but for now, let's just do vacuum boxes there. So you imagine a road that's just for you, your spiritual path, and it represents what you're meant to do, like learning experiences, things you're supposed to do in this life. And you want to see if you're on the road, if you're moving forward on the road, typically with this. But right now, let's just use vacuum boxes to get rid of stuff that's not you on your path, because that can cause unnecessary obstacles and complications. So all sorts of vacuum boxes around you, behind you, to your sides, above you, and definitely in front of you on your spiritual path. Make a bunch of vacuum boxes. And then we could just turn them on all at once, and then all the vacuum boxes start to suck up invasive beings and people's energy that shouldn't be there. And just let that work for a little bit. You can relax, give yourself maybe a hand massage or shoulder massage, or breathe, or have your healthy beverage. So it's just going to take 20 or 30 seconds for these vacuum boxes to fill up. And you can say, Angels, can you please recycle my vacuum boxes? All right. Good job, guys. So now let's feel the before and after, because especially with vacuum boxes, there tends to be an interesting before and after difference as you comb through things. Once your vacuum boxes have done their work and they're gone. So go ahead, comb through your aura and your grounding. Check it out. All right, so how about now we can do aura repair. So we'll do at first aura repair of the regular auras, astral body and physical body auras. And like I said on Friday, don't skip this. It seems like so simple, like regular auras, aura repair is so boring. Don't skip it, because you may, like your auras might not be damaged one day, but then, 3 days from now, maybe, or whatever, at some point, someone might be pissed off subconsciously with you, and they just keep throwing energy, and it'll create these big holes in your aura. And so if you just have a nice normal practice of checking for rips, then you catch it within, half a day or something, and it's not a big deal. You fix it up and you're good, rather than just getting more and more overwhelmed over, a month or something, because of these leaky rips in your aura. So let's just get it done. Think about your regular auras, your astral body aura and your physical body aura, and you could sense them both at once and just look for rips. A lot of times they're in the top or in the back, but they can be around your stomach area, in the front, really anywhere they can be. It just sort of depends on the quirks, I guess, of the person throwing energy sometimes. As to where they aim for. Sometimes if somebody is like more upfront about their aggression towards you on a spirit level, then the wax might be literally coming at the front of your aura. Someone else that's maybe more passive aggressive, they may be going for the back of your aura. But whatever, just sense the rips and wash them out with gold light. And it should be pretty effective now, the aura repair, because we went through a bunch of different procedures to get beings out of the way. We did vacuum boxes and crowd exercise. So the idea is you just get that gold light really in there, as deep as you can go. Imagine the rips and just get the gold light really deep in there so that the rips fully heal and grow back. So then it's just this nice round aura with no leaky rips. And it is nice to get rid of hard objects in the rips, because then you get an energy seal. Because like you could get rid of, say, you could make it so that your aura is no longer got big rips in it, right? So, but then maybe it closed up around some hard objects. So if it's closed up around the hard object, technically it's repaired, but if you get rid of that hard object and do that final little repair work, then you get a nice energy seal around the whole thing, which makes you a lot less permeable to invasive beings. Still not 100% fixed, unfortunately, but it does make a difference. So, so let's just do a quick, say, gold wax for both your astral and physical edge of aura, just to get. Let's do energy magnets. Yeah, all right, fine. Big electromagnets So like these big gold temporary devices that you're making all around the edge of your astral body aura and your physical body aura, and just turn them on, and then they suck out. So here's the magnet, and the hard object just goes and gets stuck to the electromagnet, right? So you just have these big electromagnets that pull out any hard objects from anywhere in your aura, but especially around the edge of your auras of astral and physical aura, and just, you know, suck out the hard objects with these electromagnets. To the extent that's healthy and gentle. And then say, angels, can you get rid of these electromagnets with all the hard objects? And then, you know, once you get rid of a hard object, there's usually like a hole there, you know, there's a gash where the hard object was. So just do an extra repair now that we got rid of hard objects. And the point of this is to get a nice energy seal around the whole astral body aura, and then a separate energy seal around the whole physical body aura. And it just kind of grows there. It's not something that it's not like a hard shield or anything that you make. It's just this seal, like looks like saran wrap or something. It just forms this more integrated surface, and it's a stronger energy boundary. Okay, so that was energy seal. We did electromagnets. We did regular aura repair, and then we did electromagnets to get rid of the hard objects, and therefore, you know, and a little extra repair after that to get the energy seal for both there's a separate energy seal for each of these regular auras. So the physical body aura, regular energy seal, and the astral body aura energy seal. All right, good enough. So a little bit of Wei Chi aura repair, and I do have a 47-minute video just on Wei Chi auras. When I first introduced them, I did a live stream just for that, which has explanation as well as actual repair unblocking walkthrough. So if you want to know that, I'll link it below later in the comment section under the healing summary, but you can also just search Janet Wright Wei Chi auras, and I'll spell it again. WEI space CHI auras. Okay. So we're gonna do it now. Wei Chi aura repair. So you have 15 Wei Chi auras. It's just a part of you as an eternal spirit. It's separate from your astral body. It's separate from your physical body. It doesn't have chakras. Each one just looks like a nice, cool gold force field that's round because it's an aura. But you imagine all 15 in the same place. And they are like literally around you as a spirit. But anyway, you just imagine them, and you want to repair and unblock to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. And with Wei Chi auras, there can be so much, like all these little objects from past lives stuck in them, or, you know, rips and stuff. And so the healthy, gentle part is important to just do what is good to do right now. So you can, I was just doing a little unblocking. I was aware of some hard objects that are good to clear right now. So you could do that. Just be aware of your 15 Wei Chi auras, and then some hard objects within them that are really good to melt right now. And you can just imagine them all together, because these are the ones that are good to melt right now, so you don't have to worry about it. And just use gold light and just relax. Take your time. Breathe deeply. And then when you get a sense that they're cleared out, you can just comb through that space where the hard objects were. Um, We didn't really explicitly clear beings out of your Wei Chi auras, though you can have beings in your Wei Chi auras. So you could just say, angels, can you please clear beings and being tunnels out of my Wei Chi auras? And then be aware of some rips in your Wei Chi auras, especially, let's do some around your head, neck, and shoulders. So, like, say, they would just be rips and valleys and gashes that shouldn't be there. So just imagine the ones that are healthy and gentle to repair right now um, in your Wei Chi auras around the upper part, the upper half of your Wei Chi auras, let's say. And just imagine the ones that are good to repair right now, and just scoop in so that you get the gold light in the very right on the ripped surface. And you could use gold fire. Sometimes if I imagine like gold fire that sort of clings to the ripped surfaces, that's nice. But gold water, gold fire, whatever works for you is good. And take your time. Don't, if it's not fixing itself instantly, that's okay. It's not a problem. You're not doing it wrong. Wei Chi aura work, these rips could have been here for a much longer time period. Like lifetimes. So, the fact that it takes a minute isn't the end of the world. So just lots of gold light, and we're doing the upper half of your Wei Chi auras, just any rips that are good to repair right now. And then let's, for balance, let's do the lower half of all your Wei Chi auras. So like from here downward, the lower half of all your 15 Wei Chi auras, just be aware of any rips that are good to clear right now. Good to repair right now, and just wash them out with the gold light. Let the gold light go really deep into the rips, as deep as necessary, as deep as possible, and just lots of gold light there. You can say, if there are any beings in the way of my Wei Chi aura repair, angels, please, recycle any beings in the way of my Wei Chi aura repair. And we're repairing the bottom half of all 15 of your Wei Chi auras. And especially, if you do have problem areas, like if you have ankle issues or knee issues or, gut issues, look for rips in your Wei Chi or around those areas and repair them. Look for stagnant energy in your aura around those, in your 15 Wei Chi auras around any physical problem areas. Because if you have a nice, strong, repaired, flowing bunch of Wei Chi auras in that area, it's going to help your physical body to be safer and have more flow as well. If you're irritable, cranky, you get really pissed off, maybe there are some rips in your Wei Chi aura that cause you to, feel overly invaded, feel overly attacked. So go ahead, repair any rips in your Wei Chi auras that make you prone to anger, prone to excessive imbalanced anger. Rip. So repair Wei Chi aura rips that contribute to excessive anger. Or, if your problem is at the other end of the spectrum, excessive sadness, excessive anxiety, any of these excesses of anxiety, sadness, anger, go ahead and repair the Wei Chi aura rips that could be contributing to that. And since that work can inspire your physical body and your astral body to release more, double check your regular groundings of your astral body and your physical body. And you can put them at whichever rainbow color you want, red, orange, or yellow. Just make sure that both groundings are the same color, same shade of the same color. And so we're unblocking your regular auras, just your regular groundings, just a little bit extra. Whew. Okay, good. So what we were just doing was a lot of Wei Chi aura repair. And we did it just in general, and then we did a little Wei Chi aura unblocking too. Right at the start. And then we repaired, especially in the top, and then especially in the bottom half of your Wei Chi auras. And then for any problems, physical problem areas, we repaired the Wei Chi auras around a physical problem area. So say if you have an ankle problem, we repaired physical Wei Chi auras around that problem area. But also for any imbalances, like anger, excessive anger, anxiety, or sadness. We looked for Wei Chi aura rips that were contributing to those conditions, and we repaired them. So good job. That was a lot. Any Wei Chi aura work is kind of a big deal. A good big deal, but a big deal. So I'm just going to check everybody out, see how everybody's doing. Okay, so back by popular demand, we will, like I said we would, we're going to do the, we're going to look behind you on your spiritual path and help you clear things that you're dragging forward with you on your spiritual path. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. So for people that come here later with a timestamp, they won't necessarily be grounded enough. So I'm just going to say, like, super quickly, redo your grounding. Whichever color you want, red or orange or yellow. Make sure it's big, wide, and flowing all the way down to the core of the earth and flowing in the back to unblock your grounding with gold sandstorm. Okay? All right, good. Good job. There's much more grounding if you need it at the start of the healing. But okay, so we're going to assume now you're grounded enough. You're feeling present enough. So you imagine yourself on your spiritual path. Like, stay here, but then there's the little version of you. Well, not little, but there is a version of you on your spiritual path at the same time as the rest of you is here. So you just look at you and your spiritual path and see, are you moving forward? The interesting thing is you can be moving forward and still have a sense of like, I'm not sure where I'm going. And that's because the path can be kind of murky. It can have a lot of murky energy on it, like cloudy energy that obscures your vision of where you're headed. So I noticed that in somebody's survey, this past, healing survey that was done. Somebody actually was moving forward very nicely after the first healing. And actually the last few days before, because they did like the preparatory work with their angels in their sleep for these healings. And so they've been moving forward for like about a good 3 days, really nicely forward. But they have this sense of like, I don't know, I don't know where I'm headed. I feel lost. So you can feel lost but not be lost. So if you're ever in doubt, you can always post under, at the end, I'll look at the end of this live stream or post under any video, like, am I actually lost or is my path just cloudy right now? Am I actually not moving forward or is it just feel that way? Feel free to post under a video that question. And if I don't know your first name and your last initial, just put that with the question. So that'll help me to see better if I have at least a little part of your name. But anyway, so let's work on all that. I noticed with that person that what they were dragging behind them was actually messing with their energy so much that it was projecting this murky weirdness in front of them. So to clear it, actually, we would just do more of the, getting rid of what they're dragging forward with them. What's behind you as you're trying to move forward on your path that you keep dragging forward with you. So that's kind of interesting that something behind you could affect how things are in front of you on your path. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting. So imagine yourself on your road, and let's imagine what is making your path seem like murky and confusing and messing with your certainty and clarity. And just what objects are messing with your clarity that you keep dragging forward. And just imagine them. They could look like boxes or rocks or whatever. It doesn't matter. And then just wrap all that up in gold light. Whatever you're dragging forward that's messing with your clarity, your certainty, your vision of where you're headed. And then just, when you wrap it all in gold light, just kind of reduce it if needed so that it's handy dandy, convenient size to hand to your angels. Angels, here you go. And so let's do that again. Nice deep breath, wiggle around. Don't take this too seriously because that'll help you be more present, have better flow. Every once in a while I get a lot of angry grief from people who are like, you laugh too much. This is terrible. But there's actually this, it's just the way I am when I have energy flow, I feel lighter and happier, but B is actually, it's more effective actually to have lighter energy as you do this work. So anyway, so just imagine you on your spiritual path, and what are you dragging behind you that's messing with your clarity, that's making you feel lost? And just imagine these objects that you're dragging forward that are making you feel lost and confused, and just wrap them all in gold light so it's like a nice package. And you can reduce it in size if that's fun for you, and then just hand all that to your angels. Say, angels, here you go. And one more time, doing the same thing. Imagine you on your spiritual path, and imagine what are you dragging behind you that's messing with how easy it is to move forward. Like it's messing with your clarity, your forward momentum, your sense of vision of where you're headed and where you need to head. And just wrap all that up in gold light. All this stuff that you're dragging forward with you that's messing with your clarity, your forward motion, your sense of direction, and just reduce it in size if you want. And so it's a nice gold package of junk and just hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right. So if you want, you can comb through your aura and your grounding right now just to see how that affected you, like what's the before and after in your energy field. Just so comb through your regular auras, comb through your body, your chakras along your spine, comb through them. Comb through your legs, because it's really important to be present in your legs. So comb through, imagine a copy of your legs and just, imagine them how they are now. So if you're seated, imagine them seated. But just comb through them, unblock them, and just imagine, them being so unblocked around your legs even, or around your legs, unblock that. So that's easier for you as a spirit to just fit your astral legs in your physical legs completely. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . All right. And it's nice to do things like that with the legs and the body and the grounding to help balance this type of work that we're doing with the spiritual path and all that, because that can be, it's really important positive work, but it can be a little trippy. So you want to you want to balance that with like leg stuff and earthy stuff, so that you don't just, tune out, because that's not helpful. All right, so that was clearing burdens behind you on your path that were messing with your clarity and your sense of direction, like where you're headed, and messing with your forward momentum. So let's explicitly talk about the theme too, which is ending negative patterns, right? So again, imagine your spiritual path, the road that's just for you. So what I mean is, even if you have like a wonderful, wonderful friend or a wonderful, wonderful spouse, they have their own spiritual path, you have your own spiritual path. And that's okay. That's not going to hurt your marriage or your friendship or anything. So their path is for them, your path is for you. If they're on their path, you're on your path, then you'll both grow and thrive the most. Okay, so just a heads up on that, because sometimes people are like, oh, but that's my friend, she's wonderful, she can't hurt anything. It's, she may not have the intention of hurting anything, but if she's, having a little tea party on your path, it's gonna block up your clarity and your momentum and everything. So don't allow that. Okay, so imagine your spiritual path and you on it, and then just anything that's behind you that you're dragging forward that is keeping you in your negative patterns. And then just wrap that all in gold light. Make it like a nice package. Reduce it in size if you want. And just hand it all to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then just breathe. Maybe stretch a little. Move around. Just because every little thing you do does have a ripple effect in your body. So you want to be nice to your body. Like right now, I'm sort of massaging my thighs a little bit. Just, keeping you present. Stay present. Stay here. All right. So again, spiritual path. You're on your spiritual path. What are you dragging forward behind you that's keeping you in negative patterns? Maybe comfort eating negative patterns. Maybe not being able to sleep properly negative patterns. There's so many negative patterns people listed, but just any negative patterns, even ones you're not aware of consciously. But just imagine that the burdens that you're dragging forward that contribute to your negative patterns, and just wrap them up in gold light. And you reduce them in size if you want. Just kind of shrink them. And then hand them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, deep breath. One more time. Your spiritual path. You're on your spiritual path. Imagine what you're dragging behind you that is keeping you in negative patterns. And the patterns could be, problems with abundance, problems with impulse control, problems with anxiety, whatever, right? So whatever you're dragging forward that's contributing to your negative patterns, wrap it up in gold light, whatever you're dragging forward, and reduce it in size if you want. So say if it's like 100 objects, you just make it in like this nice little package. And just go, angels, here you go. And then just be aware again of you on your spiritual path, and just gold light, especially ahead of you, but even behind you, all around you. You can even give that part of you that's on your spiritual path a healing, little, just like a comb through with gold light. And use gold all up and down your spiritual path, behind you, And in front of you on your spiritual path, and just lots of gold light. You can use gold sandstorm, the spinning bits of gold light instead if you want to, because that could be a little more forceful. You're just unblocking the whole length of your spiritual path behind you and in front of you and above you. Because above you can kind of help have a sense of being lighter, being less oppressed, because you can kind of get like energy that makes it feel like the skies are cloudy above you, as opposed to like sunny skies where you just feel uplifted and joyful. So just unblock the skies on your spiritual path with gold sandstorm. Unblock that space above you, directly above you, and above you in front of you, above you behind you. On your unblock the skies of your spiritual path with gold sandstorm. Unblock the sides of your spiritual path with gold sandstorm, all the way up and down. And the center part of your spiritual path behind you and in front of you, unblock that. All right. Nice. So that was a lot of spiritual path stuff. We did a lot of clearing burdens behind you that you were dragging forward on your spiritual path. And a lot of those tend to be from past lives as well as from this life. I just didn't verbally explicitly say that this time. But so we got rid of a lot of burdens you were dragging behind you on your spiritual path, specifically that were messing with your clarity, sense of direction, your forward momentum. And then also we did a whole round of clearing stuff you're dragging behind you that's contributing to your negative patterns, whatever they are. And then we did unblocking with gold sandstorm of your entire spiritual path, in front of you, behind you, all around you. We gave you a little mini healing on your path. The sky above you in your spiritual path, we unblocked that too. So good job. Woohoo! Pat yourself on the back for that. Great job, great job. Oh my goodness. So that was, I'm gonna say that was like 14 minutes of spiritual path fiesta time. So that could be a cool 14 minutes to go back to with timestamp links later when I put up the timestamp links on that one. All right, so I'm gonna just get a sense of where people are at, talk to the angels, so you can just chill out. You can comb through your space and see how your regular auras and your body and your chakras and your grounding feel with all that work you just did, or just chill out, like, you know, have a moment with your journal, or just have your healthy beverage and breathe. You could do a little bit of stretching, just because, you know, that was some cool work you just did. Great job. Okay, thank you for waiting. I was just looking at a sample person that the angels showed me that so I could figure out what the angels want me to do next for everybody. So we did this work, a little bit of this kind of work of clearing manipulations. Manipulations is a very probably unsexy word term that I use, but it's, I think, a much less fear-based, more like technical word, literal word maybe is what I mean to say. It's a more literal description of what some people call black magic or curses, or one person called them jinn, or you know, whatever, voodoo, whatever. So I mean, that stuff, I don't think it's good to get really, you know, stuck in that stuff or fixated, you know, particularly if you haven't gotten all your basics. You know, you don't know how to do aura repair, you don't know how to get your grounding going, you're not present in most of your chakras. I think it's better, you're better off just ignoring all of that, you know, because people can get so triggered with thinking about that stuff, and then it's completely self-defeating. You know, they're just pretty useless. But you know, we're doing some pretty big league healing stuff, so I think it's appropriate to bring it up and we can clear it. So manipulations is sort of the literal version of that. That's not hopefully fear invoking. So the idea is, how it seemed related is you could have some negative patterns that you're in that were started by somebody, either consciously, purposefully, or subconsciously, doing something to your energy. You know, which again, some people might describe as, oh, they did some black magic on me, or they put a hex on me or something, you know. And these things, there can be something to it, but it's totally workable, totally fixable. So nothing to like really freak out about and base your whole life on or anything at all. So I say that because I do want to point that out. A lot of people just go way overboard on this stuff, and it's self-defeating. But anyway, so the idea is we want to clear any manipulations that may have been done to you in some life, in this or past life. And again, it could be just subconscious. You know, somebody was just really bitter and they subconsciously threw a bunch of energy objects and they landed in your space in a certain way, and then now you're stuck in a specific way because of those energy objects. Or it could be something very literal that somebody said, oh, I hope that she never blah blah blah, you know, whatever, you know. So but it doesn't matter how it was done, you remove them just the same. It's just objects, energy objects, you know, pieces of energy that don't belong in your space. If it's not you, it doesn't belong there. So we're gonna specifically remove this type of stuff that could be keeping you in your negative patterns, or it could be a contributing factor to your negative patterns. Like if I look at, you know, one of my many clients who has issues with compulsive eating, you know, comfort eating, too much stuff that's not good for them, and they know it. Probably about 30% for her is this type of thing, just manipulations that were done to her in past lives that have just accumulated over time. And so it's other stuff too, but that 30% would be good to get it out of the way, and that could be the nice little nudge that she needs to make it not such a hard thing to address her eating issues. So, you know, it's cool stuff to do. So I always like to do it in the easiest, simplest way possible. So I'm going to look at that. Hold on one sec. So I got to figure out what's the easiest way. Got to find a sample person that I need to look at. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Let's do sticky gold wax. In the past, I've only done it like as, you know, to remove cords and energy blocks from chakras, but you can remove anything you want with sticky gold wax, just because your intention could be that the sticky gold wax adheres to whatever you need to let go of, right? So So just imagine your energy field up. Well, let's reground because my explanation was probably a little triggering, talking about curses and stuff. Oh my goodness. Scary, scary. So just redo your grounding, big, wide grounding, red or orange or yellow. And whichever of those colors you pick, make sure both your astral grounding and your physical body grounding are both that same shade of that color. And then unblock your grounding. Just imagine gold sandstorm and go all the way down. Make sure your grounding is wide and flowing all the way down in the back and the center and the sides and the front, the whole thing. Be in your legs, wiggle your toes, feel that. Deep breath. Okay, so now we're ready to do it. We did the explaining. So now we'll do the doing part of using sticky gold wax to remove manipulations, energy manipulations, black magic curses, blah, 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 whatever you want to call them, that are contributing to your negative patterns, right? So imagine your energy field out in front of you, all your Wei Chi auras, your 2 regular auras, your body, your physical body, your ground, all your groundings, everything, and just gold wax the whole thing. Okay, so sticky gold wax is universal healing energy, so it's harmless. So just fill everything, your physical body, your energy bodies, your auras, everything, your groundings, all with sticky gold wax. And we're going to do it to the extent that's healthy and gentle, so it's like special healthy and gentle wax. And it adheres to any manipulations, any hard objects, pieces of energy that create manipulations, so curses, black magic, whatever, that contribute to your negative patterns, right? So the hard objects are going to adhere to the gold wax. The foreign pieces of energy are going to adhere to the gold wax. And then you can just move the gold wax away and it'll keep with it the hard objects and the pieces of energy that aren't yours. All the energy manipulations will go with the wax. Okay, so just get a hold of the wax like as a big piece and just move it to the side and take the manipulations with it. And go, angels, here you go. That felt really good to me. If you're a newbie, you may not have felt a difference, but it's okay. It still helped, I promise. The more present you get, the more you can feel these shifts. But keep doing it anyway, it works. Okay, so let's do it again. Imagine all your auras, all your groundings, your physical body is in there, your chakras, everything, and just use sticky gold wax, healthy and gentle sticky gold wax, and just fill the whole thing up, including your body systems, everything, with sticky gold wax. And this sticky gold wax is going to adhere to any energy manipulations that are healthy and gentle to remove right now that could be contributing to your negative patterns. So you want to get rid of these manipulations that are either creating entirely or partially your negative patterns. And then when you're ready, you're going to move the gold wax to the side with these energy manipulations in the wax. So you'll get rid of them with the wax. So just move the wax to the side and let the hard objects and pieces of energy that go with the manipulations go with the wax. And then just say, angels, here you go. Hand all that wax to your angels. Love that. Okay, so I think that's enough, but you can, if you personally feel like you want to do more, you could pause, I guess, the live stream playback, or when it's a video, obviously you can pause and keep doing it. And later, like I said, there'll be timestamp links for when I explain all of it and when we do it. So I think the doing part was really only 4 minutes, where we did it like twice. So you could do that again and again and again if you want. Just, have that intuition, healthy and gentle, and that intention. Okay, let's see. So that was just clearing manipulations that are contributing to your negative patterns. So I'm checking out where everybody is right now, how everybody's doing. So just chill out for a sec, breathe, enjoy your beverage, stretch, because I got to look at a sample person to figure out exactly which technique to use next. Okay. This one is it's very I would say heartening, sort of uplifting. There's some sort of I learned it from an Alicia Keys song at one point. Alicia Keys is a singer, um, a musician, songwriter, etc. But anyway, it's I think it's some kind of philosopher or poet or something. I want to say Anais Nin or something like that person's name. But anyway, there's a line that that person wrote that Alicia Keys quotes in her one of her songs. It says something to the effect of, I might butcher it a little bit, but there comes a time when the pain of your bud, your flower remaining closed is greater than the pain of allowing your flower to bloom. And I think I've definitely paraphrased that, but that's the idea. Where like you could be holding yourself back, you could, you know, maybe you've been harmed in life or whatever, but your flower is closed and you did it maybe feeling like it's safer that way, you know, you don't trust the world or you're just too exhausted or something, but at some point it just hurts more to keep holding yourself back than to go ahead and go for it and let your flower bloom. So what we're going to do is help your flower bloom. So this is, in this metaphor, it's you as the flower, you know, and particularly a part of you that is, you know, just maybe not trusting the world or not feeling good enough or something. It's just a part of you that has just kind of shut down. And we're not going to force this part of you, right? We're going to nourish this part of you and strengthen this part of you enough so that you can see the flower open and have a force and safety and grace around it so that it's okay. So we're going to make it okay for your shut flower to open up and bloom. How cute is that? It's sort of beyond cute though. It's, you know, it's a good thing. So so we'll call that the closed flower exercise, maybe, or the open flower exercise. I don't know what I'll end up calling it, but that's the idea. That, you know, it hurts too much to keep yourself shut down. eventually. And so that's the part of you that we're going to help right now. The part of you that it's just hurting you too much to keep shutting yourself down. And so we're going to strengthen you so that you can open up and, let yourself bloom and shine and flourish. Okay, so reground. That may have been triggering. I know it was triggering for me. So you just imagine red or orange or yellow grounding. We could even do a quick tricolor soak. So red grounding, both your groundings at red, and bring up red earth energy, soak it red. So you're soaking everything in red earth energy. Bring that down. Orange grounding, big orange grounding, all the way down to the core of the earth. Soak up in orange grounding. And then bring that down, and big yellow grounding, both astral and physical groundings at yellow. And then use that like a straw, bring up yellow earth energy, soak everything in yellow earth energy. And then you could keep one of those colors up of earth energy. So that would be a one color soak at red or orange or yellow. Just pick whichever one you want. And you could keep that up. Or you could bring it down to the level of your third chakra and just leave it as grounding. So that was a quick, so I did the explaining of it, and then we did a quick tricolor soak. And now we'll do the doing part of this opening your closed flower thing. So, all right, so you just imagine your bud, your flower bud that's closed down. Kind of like a flower closes for the night. Sometimes you see them like that. So just imagine that it's a part of you that has just been closed down and shut down, and you're kind of hiding. And imagine this part of you that it's more painful at this point to keep it closed than it is to let it open. And so just imagine that part of you, and imagine that the flower bud that's closed down, and then we're just going to heal it. Give it lots of gold light. Do gold around it, also all around it. Give it a nice little aura. Nice little protective aura. And just use lots of gold light, whichever direction you want. And just, comfort this part of you. Say, it's okay, it's okay. You deserve to bloom. You can say, it's okay, you're worthy of love and light. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of strength. You are worthy of joy. You deserve joy. And just keep doing gold light, and you may see your flower start to open. Just keep doing it. Give it a nice strong aura around it. Just lots of gold light. And keep talking to this part of you that's this bud, and just say, hey, it's okay. It's time. You can bloom. It's time. No time like the present. I deserve joy. I deserve fulfillment. I deserve love. I deserve to feel safe. I deserve clarity and certainty. I deserve moderation and stability. I deserve creativity and self-expression. And you can say, angels, please bless this part of me. Please bless and heal this part of me. Angels, please bless and heal this part of me. All right, good job. You can even say, angels, please heal and protect this part of me. If you have any sense that, that part of you isn't strong enough yet, say, angels, please protect this part of me. Thing is, your angels are always trying to protect this part of you, so you can say, I will let my angels protect this part of me. I will let my angels protect this part of me. All right, good job. That was so sweet. Oh, how nice. Okay, we're almost done with the healing part, but we're gonna do quickly some cool stuff. We're gonna unblock the upper part of the aura because sometimes if you're bringing new energy, you want this to be unblocked because the new energy of yours will come in through the top, and if it's too blocked here, it can't. So we're gonna unblock the top, and we'll probably unblock the bottom while we're at it, just for balance. The bottom of your aura layers too. So we'll unblock the top and the bottom, and then also we'll do a quick callback bring in. Okay, so first we'll unblock the top and the bottom of your regular, of all your auras. You can just imagine your regular auras, astrophysical, and then all your 15 Wei Chi auras, and just unblock the top and the bottom. So like your auras can get kind of compressed and stuck, and so then they kind of smush in like a smushed pillow or something. So you just use gold light and let them melt, let the blocks melt, and the auras expand and take up more space and have better flow then. So you're imagining this top part here and this bottom part here of all your auras, your 17 auras basically, your 2 regular auras and your 15 Wei Chi auras. Breathe deeply, let these auras unblock and expand. And then a quick callback bring in. Callback bring in is its own separate video. If you like, little separate videos, search Janet Wright callback bring in. You'll find it. But so callback, you make a 3D gold object, whatever shape you like, and use it like a magnet to call back your unique life force from wherever you left it. Because you need it here and now. So just imagine like a gold sphere, gold cube, gold pyramid, whatever 3D shape you like, and just use that to call back. And if you have any doubt of how to do it, just say, angels, help me do this, but it's easy. And just call back your life force. You can make it, the object, get bigger as you're calling back your energy, because that's kind of interesting, because then you see how much of your energy you're calling back. And then you can say, angels, can you clean off this energy? And then give it to yourself. Okay, one more time. You can change the shape if you want. Call back, so you have a gold magnet, and call back your life force with it. From, maybe someone took your energy, maybe you left it somewhere, just call it back into the magnet, all the energy that's yours. Because you need extra energy to end these negative patterns, right? You need positive, you need your energy back. So call it back. You got to do it. Call it back to yourself, and then say, angels, can you clean out this energy? And then give it to yourself. One more time. Gold magnet, call back your energy. Angels, can you clean it off? Give it to yourself. All right, good job. So that was calling back your energy. So now bringing in energy refers to something different and complementary, where you imagine yourself, and then you imagine above you energy of yours that you're trying to bring in, but it just needs a little extra help to come in. So you heal yourself a little extra, and you heal these balls of rainbow colored energy that are yours, that is energy, new energy, positive change energy that you haven't quite been able to bring in yet. So, and you can also think of, like, if you know consciously of a negative pattern you'd really like to end, think of the positive new energy that's going to help you move beyond that pattern. Like if you have an eating issue, then what's the, do you have, healthy, balanced eating energy above you that's yours that you've been trying to bring in? And go ahead and look for it and bring it in. Just by running gold light through yourself and through these bunches of your energy up here, that should start the flow of these pieces of energy in. So then you're finally bringing in your new energy. Because you, like I said in the intro, you want to change your vibration in order to manifest the positive changes that you need. So just imagine the new energy of yours that you need to bring in order to end these negative patterns and manifest the positive new habits and actions. So just melt any blocks in the way within your energy field, and then just help these little bits of your new positive change energy to come in by running gold light through them. And for most people, you just need to start the movement in, and then it may take a day or two to keep coming in. And you could keep doing that over time too. Maybe do some tricolor soaks in the next day or two. That would be nice. That is a separate video as well of tricolor earth energy soak. I'll spell it out here. Janet Wright, tri-color soak. It's a 5-minute little video. But if you do that, that unblocks grounding and gets you releasing more. So that'll help this healing that you just did be potentially like 3 or 4 or 5 times more effective. As long as you just keep unblocking, keep that flow going, then you can sort of take this positive momentum that you've created and go further with it in the next few days. All right, so let's wrap up. Just say, angels, can you please give me a blessing and a healing? And you can say too, I'm going to let my angels help me get out of my negative patterns into my new positive behaviors. All right, good job. We did it. Woohoo! So we do, I should have mentioned this before. Oh, give this a thumbs up if you did like it, please. Because it helps YouTube to show it to other people, which helps the world. It helps me professionally on some level as well, which, so there is a self-interest part of it, but it helps other people, which is a good thing. Not just me. It's not all about me. So I'm going to look through and see if anyone wants to comment about this healing briefly. And we do have a Q&A, a whole separate Q&A live stream that I'll be doing very shortly, as soon as I get through the comments of this healing live stream. And then I'll take a quick break, like 10 minutes, for me and my dogs. And then I'll do a Q&A. In the Q&A, it's open topic. It can absolutely be about any negative patterns if you want. But any question is fine, about wellness, about energy healing, meditation, chakras, aura, grounding, about becoming a pro healer reader someday, or your current profession if you have a question about it, whatever. And if your name is not obvious from your YouTube ID, when you post your question, put your first name and your last initial, please. But anyway, that's for the Q&A. But now, if you wanted to comment about how you feel, how the healing was for you, if you have any comments about a specific part of the healing, feel free to post those if you wish. I'm gonna quick look at some of them right now and read them out loud and comment. Someone says, aloha from Hawaii. Thank you for these videos and sessions. Thank you very much for the greeting and saying where you are. That's always interesting to know where people are. I like that. Someone says, good morning. Thank you for today's healing. Gives me cute little flowers. Oh, thank you also for confirming that people can hear me. 20 people were watching then. Let's see if I can see now, or if my YouTube, it says 37 people are watching now for me. So YouTube has stopped freaking out on me. So this is my energy is disrupting the technology. Yes, that must be it. My aura. I can hear and see you fine. However, I see a difference in the quality of the video this time. Yeah, the camera, they're just, they're these cameras, these web cameras, they're made for people who just sit straight and talk, not like people who, move their hands constantly in front of the camera. So that's probably what it was. Someone gives me a first name and last initial of someone who won't get out of their space. She says she's been a leech on me, but it doesn't help her or me. So right where she is, that's where you can do a lot of work. So it's sort of two things, but I think at this point it's more of an informative gift. The situation, I know that seems crazy, to be like, oh, you should be grateful that she's screwing with your energy field. But the specific place that she's hanging out, that's right where you have a lot of Wei Chi aura damage and Wei Chi aura energy blocks stuck. So you could go back to the Wei Chi aura repair part that we did, and there will be a specific timestamp for it. I don't know accurately. I couldn't say exactly where it is. It's halfway through the live stream, but I can't tell you yet exactly where it is. But if you look in the comment section, there'll be a detailed healing summary with timestamp links. You can look for Wei Chi or repair. Do that part. Do the unblocking of, like, there are hard objects right where she hangs out, because the Wei Chi aura is there. It's like a natural defensive 15 natural defensive force fields that you have as a soul, and those are they have hard objects getting them stuck there, and then there's a lot of rips going from the outside in those in like at least 5 of your Wei Chi auras. So it's a real, like, sort of Achilles heel for you, that whole location, on a Wei Chi aura level. Regular auras, I think you're fine. So it's a Wei Chi aura problem, really. And then, you could just, I mean, it'll be harder for her to, like, just hang out there. Like, because right now it's like her living room right there. Because you don't have enough protective force field right there. But once you took care of all that, then she feels like you owe her. So I would say, just make energy healing flowers that are a specific vibration that help her to feel less empty and cheated. Because it's really just past life stuff that she's stuck in, where she just feels entitled to, like, be like, wee, 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 wee. It's not exactly about you. It's just that you trigger the dynamics that you and she had triggered this old pattern that she has of feeling cheated and used and, disgruntled. So there is a video that I have called Resolve Conflict and Boundary Issues. So I would say Wei Chi aura stuff is your number one thing though first. Wei Chi aura repair and unblocking. But then if you search Janet Wright, Resolve Conflict and Boundary Issues, you could do that with her, because that walks you through how to do flower healing for an invasive person, to help them center enough to leave you alone. So those two things should be helpful, hopefully. Thank you for your question. Someone says, so the top of the Wei Chi auras would be about the brain and dizziness. Dizziness sometimes can also be I mean, I'm not an expert on dizziness, but I know that I had somebody's husband who had, he has, I forget what you call it, where, it's like, you just like feel dizzy, and he had a lot of 7th chakra damage, and creative ring damage and like aura damage. And then once that was all healed, he still had his symptoms, but they were like, before they were like 90% intense, and after they were like 25% intense. So it's basically some form of damage that would make it an extreme situation that would really get in your way in life, um, in the cases that I've seen. So I don't know that I've vertigo. That's what it's called, vertigo. There probably are specific traditional Chinese medicine meridians to work on. I mean, you could just work on all the uh, Chinese meridians that are in your head, and just repair all the energy centers around there. For you personally, uh, yeah, there is something up with your seventh chakra. I would do a little more detailed work with that astral and physical seventh chakra. You seem to have these odd devices that aren't really easily going away. So you just have to like manually pick them out and give them to your angels and just do repair work once you get more of those hard devices out of your seventh chakra. They're sort of like clipped on. So they're kind of stubborn. For you personally, I think those seem to have been from like September of last year. Those devices around your seventh chakra. So I don't know if that corresponds with some dizziness or some symptoms that you had, but yeah, I would work your seventh chakra, both astral and physical, specifically for that dizziness. But Wei Chi auras, I would say, yeah, you can always do more Wei Chi aura work. Like there's one in particular that just seems to be like a sort of like an explosion went off. It's like all blown away in the top part that's around your head. So just look for like the worst Wei Chi aura damage that's contributing to your head not being properly protected. Someone says, good time to figure out the astral body. It's always a good time to figure out the astral. Every day is a good day to figure out your astral body. I agree. Um, yeah, the astral body is an energy body. It's a form that it's you. Uh, but yeah, it's cool stuff. Someone says it's Monday, 4 a.m. in Japan, but I randomly woke up to join. That's awesome. It wasn't me because a lot of people do sleep through their healings. I don't like jam on Kundalini or anything to wake everybody up. So it must have been your angels. That's cute. So this is, I definitely tend to have a lot of murkiness on my path. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully this did help. Another thing we didn't get to today, but another thing that can help with clarity and being able to see forward on your path is you imagine that part of you that's on your path, and then take off anything around your eyes that's blocking you, like blinders or like hard just junk around your eyes, and just imagine that and just take it off, give it to your angels, and just keep doing that too, because sometimes this area like right around can be so blocked that affects this area too, like right around your, because your forehead is really the sixth chakra, third eye, but the actual where your regular eyes are, that can as a spirit too. So just this whole area, and just heal that, and if you have stuff there too that can contribute. But yeah, it was interesting that I saw that what you're dragging behind you can make your path ahead of you more murky. I wouldn't have guessed that. uh Someone says the spiritual path clearing was amazing. Good, good. I'm glad it helped. Thank you for the feedback. Interesting. I did your quick walkthrough video this morning and had a breakdown at the spiritual path part because there was a heavy fence thing in front of me. So cool you did the path again for this one. Yeah. Well, good. Sorry about the breakdown. If you feel like overly emotional, just ask your angels for help. Reground, maybe a nice tricolor soak. Just take a break, and but good. I'm glad you were working on it, and yeah, you can always say if there's something especially stubborn on your path to angels, please help me remove that. Someone says, see the difference from when you started and ended. How am I doing on astral physical repair and healing? Is manipulation healing also a priority for me? Yes, I would say it is. Manipulation, clearing manipulations, energy manipulations, something we did in this session, which is, sort of like you could call black magic, curses, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I would say it is a priority. I think it could help everybody. Because think, I mean, you've had so many past lives, and a lot of those past lives have been in cultures where people, there were some people that overtly would do stuff like that. In US modern culture, it's not that it's sort of taboo. Like there aren't a lot of people that do it, but I know that some of my clients that live in other countries and cultures, they have said that, even now it's very common for that type of thing to happen. So it depends on your, the culture at the time, but you've had so many past lives that you probably had, plenty of lives where that little things were done to you here and there, and, that can build up. But it's nothing to be afraid of, it can be easily removed with proper technique, so. But yeah, I think that'd be good to start removing the buildup of all that. The manipulations healing felt like the spider's web I was trapped in was cleared. Awesome, that's fun. Yes, someone says, I understand this intimately. My intuition has said to be the flower. Oh, yeah. The flower? Flower. I think you're making a play on words there. Ah, thank you. Oh, thank you. And the day she gives me the quote. How beautiful. She says, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Yeah. And now I would love to know how to properly pronounce Aeneas Nin, but I'm gonna have to look up that person and study them a little bit. But that really spoke to me at one point in my life. That still obviously speaks to me. You guys saw me get all choked up. But yeah, that's a fascinating thing, sometimes it's just you don't, go for it in life because you figure, well, it's just going to be too painful. What if it doesn't work out or somebody judges me or whatever? But then you realize like you're in a lot of pain not doing it. And so that it's I think that's a very powerful way of looking at it. So thank you so much for that quote. I greatly appreciate that. Oh, her quote. See, it's a woman, even more fun. Aeneas Nin. So somebody else says it too. Her quote is on my Instagram channel. Well, there you go. Someone says, wow, the flower exercise was amazing. So beautiful. I saw my flower bloom. Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful. I enjoyed doing it, and in the healing, it was great. So thank you for the feedback, guys, and the quote. That's really, really nice to get it in the same video, that information for people. So Aeneas Nin, don't know how to say the name. I apologize. I'll look up the pronunciation between now and Tuesday so I can say it properly on Tuesday. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what we'll call it, but closed flower, opening your closed flower, letting your closed flower blossom. I don't know what we'll call it. Someone says, I feel great, Janet, thank you. My husband is pretty cranky right now, which isn't normal for him. We're both getting the healing. Loved the sky part on the path. That's been an issue for me. Okay, the cranky husband. He's got his sister really up in his grill. He just popped her out. I told him, I said, you don't have to put up with that. I said, look what she's doing here. And he's like, oh, psh, and he popped her out, like catapulted her out. Yeah, so I just pointed out, come on, get your grounding going. And then he got it. So yeah, sometimes people just, they implode temporarily. Like some loved one is like, what are you doing? Don't you know you should focus on this and not that, and so if someone turns up to micromanage you, you just gotta catapult them out and get your grounding back and rah, be you. It's okay. So he's okay now. Someone said, my flower didn't bloom or budge at all. Well, see, now you have homework. You can work on that. Yeah. You can work on that. I don't think there's something extra that you need to do. I think you just need to do more. Just work on it more. You can do it. Have your angels help, of course. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. Sometimes, it's a big deal, and could take you a couple days. But that's not wrong. That's cool. Um, Someone says manipulations was a great word for clearing that kind of negative energy. I get triggered thinking about that kind of stuff. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, a lot of people do, which is so counterproductive. So yeah, I like. It's a boring word, but that's kind of good. Manipulations. Someone says, this was amazing. I feel fantastic. Thank you so much, Janet. Oh, good. Thank you. Someone says, good, glorious afternoon. Sunny here in Ottawa. Sunny just like you. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's not sunny here in Olympia, Washington. We did have like 2 sunny days in a row. Like earlier this month, it was so nice and reassuring because we've had a lot of cloudiness for a bunch of months right now in the winter. Sunny, just like you, I'm having trouble getting the weight off my shoulders. Any ideas to help me? Yeah, that's your first layer. You have a lot of heaviness right here. But yeah, ironically, what you got to do then is think more holistically of the whole first layer and why is your whole first layer too tight? Because you're feeling the tightness here, in the first layer of you're feeling it in your neck and shoulders, but it's really in your first layer right around your neck and shoulders. But it's actually your whole first layer is like super tight. It's just that's where you're feeling it. So if you want to unblock an aura layer, the fastest possible way is to unblock the bottom of it and the top of it. Like make sure your grounding is going well, which it is. Both your astral and physical groundings are nice right now. So then it's just a first layer issue. So unblock right beneath your feet and right above your head for a while. I mean, you can do gold light all around, but don't only focus here because it's really your whole first layer is way too compressed and it's like vacuum packed, like really compressed. So just open it up more, and then that'll open up your flow here, and then you can do custom energy work here. But first, you got to get the whole first layer to expand a lot more. Someone says, I have a twin sister who lives next to me in a condo and she doesn't speak to me and smirks at me when she sees me in her car. Well, that's okay. I mean, I have a sister who's not a twin who energetically doesn't, we don't speak to each other, and at this point we don't harm each other anymore, which is nice. I have 2 sisters that I don't speak to but don't harm me anymore. You can what you do is don't worry so much about what happens consciously, because that's the least evolved part of me and you is our conscious part, and the part that really affects you. Yeah, you might want to be consciously cordial with your sister, and the fact that you're not might bother you, but the fact that she's throwing energy at you when she sees you and when she doesn't even see you, when she just thinks about you, she's throwing energy at you. So that's really the part that you address. That's the part that's worth working on and can be worked on nicely. So you work on first of all, you need to learn, well, it's up to you. I don't want to sound too bossy, but you could learn aura repair as your number 1 thing, and then grounding as your number 2 thing. And those 2 things we did right towards the start of this live stream. So you could, within a day, I'll put timestamps in the comment section so you can look for grounding and aura repair and do them. You keep doing them. Or, I have separate videos also I'll link below within a day on grounding and aura repair. But that's the first thing. And then the next thing is, I already typed it for somebody else, this video, Janet Wright. If you search YouTube, Janet Wright, Resolve Conflict Boundary Issues. And then you just kind of learn to give her energy presence in a clean, non-invasive, angel helping kind of way. So she can just sort of recenter enough to leave you alone on a subconscious spirit level. And that way there's no sort of spiritual violence in between you guys. You guys just aren't friends, which, is okay. Some people incarnate into families where the parents are very mindful and they pick spirits that are going to all be friends, like genuinely like each other a lot, and maybe they've had really positive past lives together. Maybe they're just really suited together, spiritual age wise, life purpose wise, everything. And so those people are like true friends with their siblings and their parents. But other people, incarnate into families where you're pretty much like, you have less in common with your sibling than you do with, some dude a block away who is a total stranger. And you have more affinity. You would naturally have more affinity for, total stranger down the block than you would for that sibling, just because you're like oil and water. You don't mix well. So, try not to take it personally. Learn aura repair, grounding, and then that Janet Wright resolve conflict boundary issues video. And if you ever need, feedback, help on any of it, just post under any video and let me know where you're at and what you've been working on, and I can look at how you're doing with it. Oh, right. Someone says greetings from Oregon. Hey, hello in Oregon. Woohoo! PNW. Pacific Northwest. For those of you that don't know, Oregon and Washington are in the upper Northwest, and the west part of both of those states have a very similar climate. Lots of big trees and dark, rainy but bright green winters, and it's nice. Someone says great info on moving forward, having trouble with that, wondering if anyone is in my way. Work more on that flower opening bloom thing that we did towards the end, the closed flower and the open. I think that work on that a little more for now. I don't think it's a specific people in your way. I mean, there are little contributing factors like that, but that's not the big thing right now for you. Someone says, LOL, I suspected his sister. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, because you're smart and intuitive and very present. Someone says, hey, I'm feeling someone in the back of my aura again. Someone was whacking me earlier today. Did this healing trigger someone? Yeah. Well, I think so. I mean, in a way, yeah, you moving out of your old patterns is triggering someone, so just but like that other person who had someone specifically in a certain part of their aura, you have some weakness in those Wei Chi auras in that part. So first use it like a gift and, like an informational thing where you're like, okay, well, this person is right here whacking very easily, able to make a bunch of damage. So I maybe have Wei Chi aura damage in that area, as well as, a teeny bit of regular aura damage. So just redo your gold buffers, heal your regular auras, then heal your Wei Chi auras in that area, get them nice. And then, a couple energy healing flowers for that person, so they can chill out and go away. And you don't have to know who they are to intuitively create those flowers. And for other people who don't know how to make flowers for people, that video, Resolve Conflict Boundary Issues, is good for that. Dad, of course, anyway, da da da. Oh, wow, that makes sense. Me feel not so alone. Yep, you're not alone. You always have angels. We all always have angels. All the time, and a spirit guide. Seems weird to me, her hostility, but I know not me. Yeah, people can get very triggered by family members. Sometimes, you feel like you really need something in life and you feel like your own sister should be able to do that for you, so it's just she's in a very wounded place. And so the fact that, my own sister, blah, 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 like people get a lot of very hard, stuck expectations about how their siblings, how their parents should act towards them. And, when that's not the case, it can feel very wounding for them, even if you're not technically wounding them, you're just being yourself, but so it's not your problem, but that's why people, they family stuff is, from past lives, it's a big deal. So yeah, just work on energy safety, and then that boundaries video with her. Someone says, I'm the person who is throwing energy a lot, and I know this. Well, it's good to be aware. Good for you. How can I approach feeling so triggered, especially when I feel like that person is trying to intimidate me? I notice it really sets me off. Well, I mean, you can always have your angels block when you're throwing energy at other people. You can say, angels, please, if I ever try to punish somebody, please block it for me. And it seems like maybe you haven't ever asked your angels to block that stuff for you. So that would be step one, and then work on your inner, you can heal your inner wounds that are causing you to punish people, so you work on the whatever makes you feel like that would be a wise thing to do. Those are wounds that would make you feel that way. So just heal the wounds that would make you have punishing impulses towards others. And anyone can do that. I mean, because a lot of this is subconscious. So you happen to be conscious of it, but many people are not. So you can always, just imagine like slashes out in front of you, the wounds that are making you want to throw energy at other people and heal that. Someone says, I keep forgetting to heal my Wei Chi auras. Yes. My older daughter didn't get the triplet since I split our subscription. A little worried about her mom guilt. Anything I should do? Sunny here, and I'm feeling really good this weekend, though. Okay, this is the last question I'm going to answer because I actually have a Q&A live stream coming up. I mean, I think she's fine. I think that you have a lot of things triggered because, she's away. I think she's still away at school. So it's a new space for you. You haven't really adjusted fully to that. It's triggering. She's not near you physically, geographically. You have less control over what she does with her day and her evenings and whatever. And so it's just triggering. You could just say, angels, please bless my daughter. You can, but she is working with her angels. So, her angels give me a thumbs up. College is a lot of life experiences. It's not all perfect, but you learn a lot. Just being separate from your parents. So her angels give me a thumbs up. So I don't see any big honking problem. But yeah, I think just work on healing yourself, and that sort of mama bear, oh my gosh, what's going on with my children kind of feeling. All right, cool. Thank you for my emojis. Very adorable. So I'm going to take a quick break and then I'm going to do a whole Q&A live stream. Yeah, you didn't know there was a separate Q&A because I only announced it at the end, not at the beginning. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I'm going to take a break and then I'm going to do a Q&A live stream and anyone is welcome to participate. You can post one question. I would suggest you post it right at the start so that hopefully I have time to get to it. Okay, you guys are awesome. Hope this healing worked for you. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments about it, feel free to put those in the comment section. Okay, bye.